What if the most powerful anti-aging treatment in the world was not a cream in a glass jar at a department store counter, not an injectable, not a procedure, not a supplement bottle with a celebrity face on the label priced at $60 a month? What if it was a seed? What if the compounds that rebuild your skin from the inside out, the ones that restore the firmness, the elasticity, the luminosity that you remember from 20 years ago, were sitting in your pantry, or growing in your garden, or available at any grocery store for less than the cost of a single department store moisturizer? Here is what the beauty industry does not want you to understand. Collagen is not a mystery. It is a protein, and proteins are built from amino acids, and amino acids come from food. The precursors to collagen, the vitamins, minerals, plant compounds, and amino acid building blocks that your body uses to manufacture and protect its own collagen, have been sitting in the seeds, nuts, and plants of the natural world for as long as human beings have been aging. Your grandmother had better skin than you might expect, given everything she went through. Part of that was the food, the seeds she ground, the oils she pressed, the grains she sprouted. The knowledge that has been quietly replaced by a beauty industry worth hundreds of billions of dollars that needs you to believe that youth comes in their jar, not in your kitchen. You've suspected this, haven't you? That the real answers are simpler than they're being made out to be. Today, I'm going to walk you through 10 seeds that support the body's own collagen production, protect the collagen you already have, and nourish your skin from the cellular level outward. Stick around, because number 7 is a seed that has been used for skin and longevity in the Himalayan highlands for over 1,000 years. And modern research has found it contains a compound so rare it exists in almost nothing else in the natural world. And number 9 is something that was a staple of the Amish and frontier American diet that has almost entirely vanished from modern tables. And its effect on the skin's structural proteins is nothing short of remarkable. This is not a sales pitch, and it is not medical advice, but it is the truth. Let's get into it. Number 1. Pumpkin seeds, the zinc fortress. Long before the modern understanding of skin biology, the farming peoples of Mesoamerica knew something about pumpkin seeds. The Aztecs ate them daily, not only as a high-protein food, but as a medicine for the skin and the urinary tract. Archaeological evidence places pumpkin seed consumption in Central America at over 7,500 years ago. When Spanish explorers arrived and encountered the pepita, the small, flat, green seed, they were witnessing a food culture that had been refining its relationship with this seed for longer than recorded Western history. Pumpkin seeds are among the richest food sources of zinc in the plant kingdom, and zinc is, quite simply, one of the most critical minerals for collagen synthesis and skin integrity. Zinc is a cofactor for the enzymes that cross-link collagen fibers, the process that gives skin its structural strength and resilience. It also activates the enzymes that repair damaged DNA in skin cells and regulates the production of sebum, the skin's natural moisturizer. Research has shown that zinc deficiency is directly correlated with impaired wound healing, increased skin fragility, and accelerated appearance of aging, and that supplementation in deficient individuals produces measurable improvements in skin healing rates. Studies have found that a single ounce of pumpkin seeds provides approximately 20 to 25% of the daily recommended zinc intake, alongside significant amounts of magnesium, copper, and manganese, all cofactors in the collagen production cascade. 2 tablespoons of raw or lightly toasted pumpkin seeds daily is a simple, sustainable practice. Add them to oatmeal, salads, or eat them plain as a morning handful. Pumpkin seed oil, cold pressed, is rich in vitamin E and phytosterols and can be used both internally and topically. Think of pumpkin seeds as the zinc fortress, the mineral anchor that your skin's structural proteins have always needed, and that a 7,500-year-old farming tradition understood before biochemistry gave it a name. Number 2. Sunflower seeds, the vitamin E shield. In the 16th century, when Spanish explorers first encountered the sunflower, Helianthus annuus, growing in the fields of the Americas, the indigenous peoples of the Great Plains and the Southwest had already been cultivating it for over 3,000 years. The Hopi used sunflower seed oil to condition their skin and hair. The Hidatsa carried roasted seeds on long journeys for sustained energy. And the Inca revered the sunflower as a symbol of the sun god, Understanding, in their own way, that this plant carried concentrated solar energy in its seeds, that instinct was not far from the biochemical truth. Sunflower seeds are one of the richest whole food sources of vitamin E, specifically alpha-tocopherol, in the natural world. 1 ounce of sunflower seeds provides approximately 37% of the daily recommended intake of vitamin E. And vitamin E is the skin's primary fat-soluble antioxidant. It integrates into the lipid bilayer of cell membranes, where it intercepts free radicals before they can damage the collagen fibers and elastin networks that give skin its structure. Research has demonstrated that vitamin E deficiency is associated with accelerated skin aging, increased UV-induced collagen degradation, and impaired skin barrier function. Conversely, adequate vitamin E intake has been associated with significantly slower rates of collagen cross-link degradation, the process by which collagen fibers become stiff and disorganized with age. Sunflower seeds also contain selenium, a trace mineral that works synergistically with vitamin E to protect skin cells, and linoleic acid, an omega-6 fatty acid, essential for maintaining the skin's moisture barrier. A small handful, 1 ounce, daily provides a meaningful contribution to these nutritional needs. Buy raw, unsalted seeds and toast them lightly yourself. Think of sunflower seeds as the shield that the sun itself designed, a concentrated store of the exact antioxidant protection that skin needs most when it faces the world every day. Number 3. Flaxseed. The omega architecture, the story of flaxseed, is one of the oldest agricultural stories in human history. Linen, woven from flax fiber, has been found in prehistoric Swiss lake dwellings dating back 10,000 years. The ancient Egyptians grew flax extensively for both fiber and seed, and the Ebers Papyrus, the oldest comprehensive medical document known to archaeology, dating to around 1550 BC, lists flaxseed preparations for inflammatory and digestive conditions. Hippocrates prescribed flaxseed for mucous membrane inflammation. Charlemagne, in the 8th century AD, believed so strongly in flaxseed's health properties that he passed laws requiring his subjects to eat it. Flax seeds are the richest plant source of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, an omega-3 fatty acid that serves as the precursor to the longer-chain omega-3s EPA and DHA. These fatty acids are structural components of cell membranes throughout the body, including skin cells. Omega-3 deficiency is directly linked to dry, flaky, inflamed skin, because without adequate omega-3s, skin cell membranes cannot maintain their flexibility, permeability, and moisture-retaining function. Research has found that supplementation with flaxseed oil significantly improves skin hydration, reduces skin roughness and scaling, and decreases transepidermal water loss, the rate at which moisture evaporates through the skin, with measurable improvements observed over as few as 12 weeks. Flaxseed is also the richest food source of lignans, phytoestrogenic compounds with antioxidant properties that have been shown to protect collagen from oxidative degradation. Ground flaxseed, not whole, as the whole seed passes through undigested, can be added to smoothies, oatmeal, yogurt, or baked goods. 1 to 2 tablespoons daily is the researched amount. Store ground flaxseed in the refrigerator to prevent the oils from oxidizing. Think of flaxseed as the omega architecture, the essential fatty acid foundation upon which every healthy skin cell membrane is built, and that Charlemagne was right to make the law of the land. Real quick, if you are finding this valuable, if you are beginning to see that what the beauty industry sells you at a premium is a processed, patented version of what nature has already put in a seed, hit that like button. It costs you nothing, and it helps this video reach the people who need it most. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Click that button and ring the bell. Every week, we bring you more of what was always yours. We are building a community of people who are done paying a beauty industry hundreds of dollars a year for what grows in a garden and costs almost nothing. Halfway through, and the ones coming up are extraordinary. Let's keep going. Number 4. Chia seeds. The hydration matrix. The Aztec word chia means strength, and the warriors and long-distance runners of pre-Columbian Mesoamerica knew exactly what they had. Aztec records from the 16th century document chia as one of the 4 primary crops of the empire, alongside corn, beans, and amaranth, and describe how a single tablespoon of chia seeds could sustain a warrior through a full day of marching. The Tarahumara people of northern Mexico famous to this day for their extraordinary long-distance running ability, have consumed chia as a staple food for centuries, mixed with water and a squeeze of lime in a simple drink called ischiate. What the Tarahumara knew by tradition, we now understand biochemically. Chia seeds, Salvia hispanica, absorb up to 12 times their own weight in water, forming a gel matrix of soluble fiber called mucilage. When consumed, this gel slows digestion, prolongs hydration, and delivers a steady stream of nutrients rather than a spike. For skin, this sustained hydration is directly relevant. Skin that is consistently, deeply hydrated at the cellular level maintains its plumpness, elasticity, and collagen density far better than skin that cycles between hydration and dehydration. Beyond hydration, chia seeds are rich in ALA omega-3s, calcium, phosphorus, and antioxidant compounds including quercetin and camphoral, flavonoids that protect collagen from glycation, the process by which sugar molecules attach to collagen fibers and make them rigid and disorganized. This glycation-blocking property is one of the most underappreciated aspects of chia's anti-aging profile. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds soaked in water or plant milk overnight. The traditional chia pudding or fresca preparation is the simplest and most effective way to use them. The soaking activates the mucilage gel and improves nutrient bioavailability. Think of chia as the hydration matrix, the ancient warrior food that turns out to be, at the cellular level, exactly the kind of deep nourishment that aging skin has always been asking for. Number 5. Hemp seeds. The complete amino foundation. For most of the 20th century, hemp was one of the most legally complicated plants in the Western world, and one of the most nutritionally overlooked as a result. But the truth that was buried under decades of prohibition is this. Hemp seeds, the hulled seeds of cannabis sativa, are one of the only plant foods on Earth that provide all 9 essential amino acids in a ratio that closely mirrors the amino acid profile of the human body. They are, by any nutritional measure, a complete protein, and for collagen synthesis, that matters enormously. Collagen is the most abundant protein in the human body, making up approximately 30% of total protein mass, and it is constructed from 3 amino acids in particular: glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. The body can synthesize glycine and proline from other amino acids, but this synthesis requires a steady, adequate supply of all essential amino acids as precursors. Hemp seeds provide this foundation in a form that is highly digestible, with a protein digestibility score that rivals eggs and dairy. Hemp seeds are also extraordinarily rich in gamma-linolenic acid, an omega-6 fatty acid with potent anti-inflammatory properties that is notably rare in the food supply. Gile has been specifically studied for its effects on skin hydration, elasticity, and inflammatory skin conditions, with clinical research showing meaningful improvements in skin dryness, roughness, and itchiness in participants supplementing with hemp seed oil. 3 tablespoons of hulled hemp seeds daily, sprinkled over salads, blended into smoothies, or stirred into yogurt, provides approximately 10 grams of complete protein along with a balanced ratio of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Hemp seed oil, cold-pressed and unheated, is one of the most nutritionally complete cooking and finishing oils available. Think of hemp seeds as the complete amino foundation, the protein architecture that your body has always needed to build collagen, finally available without restriction. Number 6. Sesame seeds. The ancient beauty secret. In ancient Egypt, sesame was pressed into oil that pharaohs and their households used to anoint the skin. In ancient India, sesame oil, called til, was the primary massage oil of Ayurvedic practice, used for what practitioners called abhyanga, the daily self-massage that was considered essential to healthy aging and skin maintenance. The Babylonians, around 3000 BC, were already pressing sesame for oil, and in virtually every ancient culture that cultivated it, from China to Persia to the Mediterranean, sesame was understood to be a food and a medicine, particularly for the skin. Sesame seeds contain sesamine and sesamolin, lignans unique to sesame that have demonstrated in research significant antioxidant activity and the ability to inhibit the oxidation of lipids in skin cell membranes. These compounds also appear to influence estrogen metabolism in ways that may support collagen-stimulating effects in postmenopausal skin, where declining estrogen is a major driver of collagen loss. Sesame is also exceptionally rich in copper, a trace mineral that is absolutely essential for the activity of lysyl oxidase, the enzyme responsible for cross-linking collagen fibers into their mature, structurally strong form. Without adequate copper, collagen fibers cannot achieve their full tensile strength, and skin loses its firmness. 1 ounce of sesame seeds provides approximately 57% of the daily recommended copper intake. Tahini, ground sesame paste, is one of the most versatile and nutritionally dense additions to a daily diet. A tablespoon in dressings, dips, or drizzled over vegetables makes copper and sesame lignans a daily habit. Sesame oil, cold-pressed and used for topical application, continues the ancient Ayurvedic practice of skin nourishment from the outside. Think of sesame as the beauty secret that the oldest civilizations pressed into oil and anointed their kings with, understanding, without biochemistry, that it kept the skin alive. Number 7. Sea buckthorn seeds, the Himalayan longevity secret. Here we are. Number 7. This is the one I told you not to miss. In the high-altitude valleys of the Himalayan mountains, in the regions of Ladakh, Tibet, and Bhutan, there grows a thorny shrub with vivid orange berries that has been central to Tibetan medicine for over 12 centuries. The Tang Ben Sao, a Chinese pharmacopoeia compiled around 850 AD, documents sea buckthorn as a treatment for coughs, digestive disorders, blood circulation, and the maintenance of skin and tissue health. Genghis Khan is said to have fed sea buckthorn berries to his cavalry horses to maintain their coats and their endurance. And the first Soviet cosmonauts, in the 1960s, were given sea buckthorn preparations as protection against radiation exposure. The seeds of sea buckthorn, Hippophae rhamnoids, contain an oil with a fatty acid profile unlike anything else in the plant kingdom. It is one of the only plant sources of omega-7, specifically palmitoleic acid, a fatty acid that is also found naturally in human skin sebum and that plays a direct role in the maintenance of mucosal and epithelial tissues throughout the body, including the skin. Palmitoleic acid has been shown in research to support skin cell renewal, improve skin hydration from within, and reduce the appearance of fine lines, acting as a replenishment of the exact fatty acid that aging skin produces less of over time. Sea buckthorn seed oil is also extraordinarily rich in tocopherols, tocotrienols, plant sterols, and carotenoids, creating a synergistic antioxidant environment that protects collagen fibers from oxidative and UV-induced degradation. Clinical research has found that sea buckthorn oil supplementation significantly improves skin elasticity, reduces transepidermal water loss, and supports mucosal tissue health across the body. Some studies have found improvements in skin hydration of 30 to 40% after 12 weeks of internal supplementation. Sea buckthorn seed oil is available as a supplement. The whole berries can also be found frozen or as juice in health food stores. A small amount of the concentrated oil, half a teaspoon daily, is the typical supplemental dose. Think of sea buckthorn as the Himalayan secret that the Khan's cavalry carried and the cosmonauts relied on, a seed oil so precisely matched to the fatty acid chemistry of human skin that nature might have designed it specifically for that purpose. Number 8. Rosehip seeds, the vitamin C reservoir during World War II, when the German naval blockade cut off Britain's supply of citrus fruits. The British government organized a nationwide effort to harvest rosehips from the wild roses growing in hedgerows across the country. School children were sent out in groups to collect them. The roseships were processed into a syrup distributed to children and pregnant women as a vitamin C supplement. This was not folk medicine. This was official government nutrition policy, because the British government knew what the herbalists had always known, that roseships are one of the most concentrated, natural sources of vitamin C in the temperate world. The seeds inside a rosehip, the small, hard, hairy seeds at the fruit's core, are themselves rich in transretinoic acid precursors, tocopherols, and a fatty acid profile centered on linoleic acid. Rosehip seed oil, cold pressed from these seeds, has been extensively studied for its effects on skin aging. And the research is compelling. Multiple clinical trials have examined rosehip seed oil for skin aging outcomes. One randomized controlled trial found that participants applying rosehip seed oil twice daily showed significant improvements in skin moisture, elasticity, and the appearance of fine lines and crow's feet after 8 weeks, with statistically significant reductions in wrinkle depth. The combination of vitamin A precursors, vitamin C boosting plant compounds, and essential fatty acids creates a multi-layered collagen supporting effect. Rosehip seed oil used topically. A few drops patted into clean skin before moisturizer, morning and evening, is one of the most evidence-supported botanical skincare practices available. Internally, rosehip powder from the whole fruit and seeds, stirred into smoothies or water, provides a meaningful vitamin C contribution. Think of rosehip seeds as the wartime proof that nature had already solved the vitamin C problem, and that the hedgerows of rural England were a pharmacy that everyone walked past every day without knowing it. Number 9. Evening primrose seeds. The forgotten frontier medicine. And here is number 9. The one I promised you at the beginning. In the 18th and 19th centuries, as European settlers moved across North America, they encountered a tall, yellow-flowered plant growing in disturbed soils along roadsides and field edges. The Native American peoples, the Cherokee, the Iroquois, the Ojibwe, had long known this plant as a food and medicine. They ate the roots as a vegetable. They used the leaves as a poultice for bruises. And they understood something about the seeds that the settlers, once they learned it, incorporated into Amish and frontier herbal practice. That the oil in these seeds had extraordinary properties for inflamed, dry, and aging skin. Evening primrose, Oenothera biennis. Seeds contain one of the highest concentrations of gamma-linolenic acid, GLA, in the plant world, second only to board seed oil. GLA is an omega-6 fatty acid in the anti-inflammatory branch of the omega-6 family, distinct from the pro-inflammatory arachidonic acid, and it is a direct precursor to prostaglandin E1, a signaling molecule that modulates inflammation and supports skin cell membrane integrity. Clinical research on evening primrose oil for skin aging is substantial. Multiple trials have found that supplementation with evening primrose oil significantly improves skin moisture, elasticity, roughness, and firmness, with one trial finding a 35% improvement in skin firmness and a 42% improvement in elasticity after 12 weeks of daily supplementation. Research has also found benefits for eczema, inflammatory skin conditions, and the dry, thinning skin associated with hormonal changes. Evening primrose oil capsules, 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily, are the most convenient form. The plant itself can be grown as a biennial in most temperate gardens, producing its luminous yellow flowers that open in the evening. Think of evening primrose as the frontier medicine that Amish grandmothers and Cherokee healers arrived at independently, and that decades of clinical research have since quietly confirmed was exactly right. Number 10. Moringa seeds, the tree of life. And we arrive at the last, and it could not be more fitting. Moringa oleifera is called, by those who have studied it most carefully, the most nutrient-dense plant on Earth. Its leaves contain 7 times the vitamin C of oranges, 4 times the calcium of milk, 4 times the vitamin A of carrots, and twice the protein of yogurt by weight. Ancient Ayurvedic medicine lists moringa as a treatment for over 300 conditions. Ancient Egyptian records show it was cultivated along the Nile. The Roman soldiers carried moringa preparations on their campaigns. In the Philippines today, it is called malunggay and eaten daily as a vegetable, but the seeds, less commonly discussed than the leaves, are themselves extraordinary. Moringa seeds contain isothiocyanates, zeatin, quercetin, and a full spectrum of essential amino acids, including particularly high levels of proline, the amino acid that is most directly incorporated into the collagen triple helix structure. They also contain behenic acid, a saturated fatty acid with remarkable skin conditioning properties that is used in high-end cosmetic formulations under the name Ben Oil. Research has demonstrated that moringa preparations may have antioxidant activity comparable to vitamin C in certain assays, anti-inflammatory effects comparable to pharmaceutical references in some animal models, and direct stimulatory effects on fibroblast collagen production in cell culture studies. Clinical research is growing, and the breadth of documented traditional uses across independent ancient cultures is itself a compelling form of evidence. Moringa seed powder, available from reputable suppliers, can be added to smoothies, soups, and water. A teaspoon daily is the typical starting amount. Moringa trees can be grown in warm climates and in containers in cooler zones. Think of moringa as the tree of life that every ancient civilization that encountered it recognized by instinct. The plant that is simply, comprehensively, almost unreasonably good for the human body, as if it were designed for exactly that purpose. Here's what every single seed on this list has in common. Not one of them was invented. Not one was patented. Not one requires a quarterly subscription, a clinical consultation, or a checkout counter. Every single one of them grew from the earth, the same earth your great-grandmother walked on, and was understood and used by people who had no interest in your confusion and no profit to make from your not knowing. Here is what the beauty industry has built its entire business model on. The idea that aging is a problem that requires a product, that your skin is deficient in something that only they can supply, that the knowledge of how to nourish and protect and rebuild the body's most visible living organ is proprietary, complicated, and best left to their laboratories. But the body builds collagen from amino acids. Amino acids come from protein, and the most complete, bioavailable anti-inflammatory proteins in the world have been sitting in seeds since before the first civilization pressed its first oil or ground its first flour. The antioxidants that protect collagen from degradation, the vitamin C, the vitamin E, the flavonols, the OPCs, the elagitannins, they are in the seeds that traditional peoples have eaten every day for thousands of years, in the exact proportions that a well-nourished body needs. What changed was not the science. What changed was the market. This is not medical advice. Always speak with a qualified healthcare professional before making significant changes, especially if you are pregnant, nursing, or managing a health condition. And the results from these seeds come with consistency and time, not overnight, whatever the title of this video promises. Real nourishment is slow. Real healing is quiet. It shows up in the mirror after months, not days. But here is what I know. This knowledge belongs to you. It always did. It was in the seeds your ancestors pressed and ground and sprouted and soaked. It was in the morning handful of seeds that cost nothing and required no prescription and nourished the skin from the inside out without a label, without a marketing budget, without a before and after photo. No beauty company gave you this. And no beauty company can take it away. Tell me in the comments, which seed are you going to add to your life first? Maybe pumpkin seeds every morning for the zinc. Maybe rosehip seed oil on your skin every night. Maybe you're going to grow evening primrose in your garden this spring. Tell me. I read every single one. To Scooter if you haven't. Ring the bell. Every week, we bring you more of what was always yours. Go feed your skin what it was always meant to eat.